So everyone can hit the regular drop, but what everyone can't hit is the topspin drop. Hey everyone, my name's Tyler Strike. I'm with Universal Rackets, and in this video, we are going to be teaching you exactly how to hit the topspin third shot drop for every level. There's so many players that think that they can't achieve this type of shot because it is an advanced shot. If you stay tuned for this video, we will learn step by step in tips and tricks and the full progression on how anyone, regardless of playing level, can hit the topspin third shot drop. This shot does not have to be for only advanced players. If you follow the strategic method and exercises that we are going to do, regardless of your level, you are going to be able to accomplish this amazing shot. Now, why do you want to hit the topspin third shot drop? Why do you want to have this shot in your pickleball tool belt? Well, think about it. A normal drop is going to go over the kitchen or over the net, and it's going to bounce up. Again, a normal drop is going to bounce up and go over the net. A topspin drop, instead of just going down and up, it's going to spin downward at an aggressive rate, and it's going to kick up at your opponent. Now, instead of the ball, if I'm on the other side, instead of the ball just coming up to me like a normal drop, the ball is going to bounce and kick up to me. A lot of players, especially if you can accomplish this shot and learn this shot at a club level, players aren't able to adjust to balls. And what I mean by that is this is going to force them to take a super low, difficult volley, or if they let the ball bounce, they're going to get caught off guard and they are going to pop the ball up. Also, by incorporating topspin on your third shot, it's going to ensure that it dives lower and it makes your shot unattackable. If you hit a normal third shot, there is a chance that the ball is going to go higher. But what topspin does is topspin forces the ball to dive down into the court. So you are going to have a higher chance of not popping the ball up as well. Now, first off, what is topspin? Topspin is when the ball is spinning downward. Once again, the ball is spinning downward, and what's going to happen is it's going to dip downward. So again, it's going to dip downward and it's going to kick up. It's going to hit the ground and go up rather than hit the ground and stay right there. Now, how do we hit topspin? The first thing that you have to do is you have to make sure you tilt your paddle downward. A lot of players go wrong, and for the normal drop, you want to have a continental grip or you want to open your paddle face. For the topspin drop, you want to tilt the paddle downward. Once again, you want to tilt the paddle downward to have a forehand grip. Now, you don't want to tilt it downward too much like a Western. You want about an Eastern or closer to semi-Western grip. This is going to allow you to, when you swing, you're going to brush the back of the ball. And notice when I brush the back of the ball, it's going to automatically force the ball to roll downward and create topspin. So step number one is you have to adjust your grip. Once again, if you want to learn how to hit a topspin shot, or if you want to hit topspin on your shots, regardless of if you're hitting a drive or if you're hitting your drop, you need to adjust your grip. Now, if you want to learn how to hit a topspin drop, the first thing that you have to do is hit a topspin forehand. Once again, if you want to grasp this shot, regardless of your playing level, you have to learn how to hit a normal topspin forehand or a topspin third shot drive. Now, when you hit topspin, you have to think not only tilt your paddle downward, but think low to high. I want you to think 12 o'clock here, 6 o'clock down here. You are swinging from 6 to 12. You are brushing up the back of the ball. Think when you go down, you're hitting slice. When you go through the ball, and this is what you normally do, you hit flat. And when you come up on the ball and swing low to high, you are hitting topspin. Notice how that ball dipped down. That is because I am swinging low to high. Again, think 12 o'clock here, 6 o'clock here. You want to tilt your paddle down and swing low to high. This is the motion that you need to hit your topspin drop. Now, again, the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to just do regular drives. And you're going to start with your paddle back and start with your paddle low, and you're going to finish with your paddle up. Again, you want to start with your paddle back and low. You want your paddle tilted downward, and you are going to finish with your paddle up. Notice when I finish with my paddle up, I am pointing my elbow towards my target. Again, I'm going to start with my paddle low, and I'm going to swing forward and finish with my paddle up. Notice when I'm swinging, and this is a huge component in order to learn, you have to master this to get the third shot drop with ease, is you have to make sure that you swing up on the ball. You're not swinging just forward. If you swing just forward, you are going to hit a flat shot. Now, after we do a couple of forehand topspin drives, and you're just going to tilt the paddle down and you're going to swing upward, now it is time to learn the feel for the third shot topspin drop. And this is the second drill and progression that I want you to do. Let's go. So here's the first drill that I'm going to have you do to learn the topspin third shot drop. Now what you're going to do, and as you see, I have cones lining starting at the back, working up all the way to the kitchen. When you're on the red cone or orange cone, you're going to be aiming at the opposite cone. If you're on the green cone over there, you're going to be aiming at the blue cone. If you're at the yellow, you're going to be aiming at the blue. And if you're at the yellow again, you are going to be aiming for the green. Basically, the further back you are, you're going to be hitting the same cone that's equidistant from you. So I'm going to be hitting a drive and aiming at the orange cone. I'm going to be hitting a drive and aiming at the green cone. Notice the closer I get to the kitchen, the shorter of the distance that I'm going to cover. This is the #1 drill to do if you want to learn how to get that topspin third shot drop. And the goal of this drill is to establish the swing path and learn the feel and the range of your topspin. What you are going to be doing again is starting out long, just like a third shot drive, just like the first progression that we did. But as you continue throughout this drill, you are going to have to work with less and less distance. And in order to do so, you're going to have to find yourself and you're going to have to find your feel. Think of this drill like middle school. And I'm not just making a joke. In middle school, you go to middle school, everyone's at different stages. They're all different. They have no clue who they are and they're finding themselves. You are finding yourselves in middle school or high school. Right now, you are finding your topspin in pickleball. So we're going to go back and we have no expectations whatsoever, except the only thing that we're emphasizing is swinging low to high, tilting our paddle down, hitting the third shot drive. But again, once we get closer, we're going to be aiming at the same cone that's equidistant. So I'm on the orange cone and I'm going to be trying to aim at the red cone. Just a normal third shot drive. Okay, hit the blue, one more. There we are. Now, doesn't matter if I miss. Now I'm on the green, so I'm going to be aiming at the blue. Here we are. Now notice, the closer I get, the less I'm going to have to get the ball, or the more topspin I'm going to have to hit. Now I'm at the green, so I'm going to be aiming at the blue. I think we're up a cone, that's okay. Here we are. Here we are. And now I'm at the yellow, so I am going to be aiming at the green. Now, once I get up here, I'm going to do the same thing and work my way back. So I start at the green, now I'm going to go to the blue, now I'm going to go to the second blue back, and now I'm going to go even further back to the red. And all you're going to do is just work your way up and work your way back. Again, you're going to work your way up and you are going to work your way back. Now, when you do this drill, the whole goal for you to understand is the closer you get, the less of the ball that you have to hit. Once again, the closer you get to the kitchen and the shorter distance that you have to cover, the less of the ball that you have to hit. Now here is where players, and this is why beginner, intermediate, club level players, they can't understand the shot because what they think is, oh, I'm up here, I have little distance to cover, I need to slow down my swing. The only way to hit topspin is by accelerating forward. You need to let the paddle work for you and don't work for the paddle. You have to still accelerate. You have to still commit. But when you swing, instead of going through the ball, when you want to cover distance, you're going to go up on the ball. Think, the more you swing forward and through the ball, the more distance you're going to cover, the less you get of the ball. And what players mean by getting less of the ball is the more upward you're going to swing. Notice my paddle's getting less of the ball. I'm coming up the back of it to hit topspin. I'm not going forward. So think, the further back I am, the more forward I have to swing. The closer up I am, the more less of the ball that I am going to have to hit. How do we get less of the ball? We're just swinging more upward. I want you to think horizontal and why. The more horizontal you swing, the more your ball is going to drive. The more upward you swing, the more the ball is going to drop. So the difference between back here with distance and up here is when I'm closer up, the less I have to swing. When I'm further back, the more forward I have to swing. When you're learning the normal drop, and what we teach at Universal Rackets is the drop, the normal drop is the exact same thing as the dink, except when I'm dinking the ball, I'm just going a little bit. When I'm further back and hitting the drop, I have to go more forward. Again, it's the same type of motion, except up here, I'm doing a little. Back here, I'm going more forward and up because I have more distance to cover. It's kind of like the same thing for the drive, except you are doing the inverse. Instead of going really forward back here to hit a drive, all you're going to do, if you're adjusting your grip and you're swinging low to high and pointing your elbow when you finish or pointing your paddle up, the less distance you have to cover, all you're going to do is swing more up rather than forward. Now that is progression number 2. Now, once you get that, it is time to focus on progression number 3. Now, if we have gotten this far and you guys are enjoying this, I want you to change your follow through. You don't want to point your elbow now. That's just to ensure that you're going low to high. That's to teach you. When you finish, I want you to think about the tip of your paddle. The tip of your paddle is going to go up. Again, a great drill to do once you get that. Once you did that second progression, just work on doing the exact same thing, but finishing with your paddle tip up. Again, you're going to do it, and you're going to finish with your paddle tip up. Notice if I use my elbow, I'm going to be swinging more out, but that's going to teach you swing low to high. If you want to get a really good drop, start finishing with your paddle tip up. Now, before we get into the third progression, I'm going to show the camera on a different angle, and I want you to see the different way that I swing. Let's go. Now, this right here is a great side angle to do, just so you could really see. When I'm swinging through a drive, I'm swinging out forward. Again, I'm going to hit a couple drives, and then I'm going to hit a couple drops. Here are a couple drives. I'm going to swing out. Again, when I swing out, I'm going to swing out. One more, here we are, low to high. I'm going to point my elbow and swing out. Notice I'm swinging forward to make the ball penetrate the court, and then I'm swinging up. Again, I'm swinging forward, and then I'm swinging up. That is your normal third shot drive or return in pickleball. Now we're going to show you the difference, and I want you to notice the difference of my swing path with the drop. Let's go. Now watch this. Instead of going forward and up, I'm going to swing more upward. Watch this. I'm going to hit the drop. Here we are. I'm going to hit the drop. Two more. One. All these are in, by the way, 2. Haters will say it's out, but every single one of those shots are in. So notice, instead of going forward and through, I'm not going forward and through. I'm hitting, and then I'm pulling up. I'm literally going here, and then I'm going to slam the brakes and go up. The way I like to think, and I'm not a pilot, I don't really know too much about airplanes. I know way more about pickleball. Last video I was a math expert because rotation and acceleration equals power, topspin, and consistency. This video, I am a pilot. You're kind of like pulling up. It's like you're going, and then you're pulling up and into the air. You are pulling, you're going forward just like a plane, and then you're taking off and lifting up in the air. Think about it like if I draw, I'm swinging like a big check mark. So it's like a check mark, right? A big check mark. Now this is more of a circular motion. I'm still swinging forward to make sure that ball goes forward, but as soon as I just push it forward, I'm going to come up and have my paddle tip up. Again, I'm going to hit my normal drive, but instead of falling through over my shoulder, I'm going to hit and point my paddle tip up. So again, as soon as you make contact, pick your paddle tip up. As soon as you make contact, pick your paddle tip up. One more, gotta get under and then up. You have to make sure when you do this, you have more of kind of like a firm type of grip. The looser you are, the less control that you're going to have. You have to understand that this is not a tennis ball. Your paddle can't grip the ball like strings do for a racket. So you want to make sure you're in that proper grip. You're starting with your paddle down, and then you want to finish upward. That was the best one. It hit the net and then just rolled over. You have to make sure that before contact, your paddle's downward, and then after contact, your paddle tips upward. Again, a great way to think about this is paddle tip downward, paddle tip upward, paddle tip downward, paddle tip upward. The next thing I want you to notice is my legs. I have to get low in my legs to get under the ball and lift it up. You are lifting the ball. You are not just hitting the ball. Once again, you're lifting the ball. You are not just hitting the ball. So make sure when you hit, You get your back leg down, get low, and then finish up. It's not going to be possible to hit this shot if my legs are locked out. Now it is time to get into the third progression. Let's go. Now, we like to do this at our junior camps and clinics, and what we say is pretend that each one of the cones or poly spots so you don't trip are lily pads. In this example, they're not lily pads. You can think that they're lily pads, but you're going to be on each and every lily pad. So you're going to hit some balls here, then once you make it, you're going to hit here and then go all the way back until you get back to the baseline. There should be one back there. Essentially go back if you don't have poly spots or cones, but they're really good visuals. Now, the only cone that you are worried about, and we'll put 2 cones out here for visual purposes, are these 2 yellow cones. Everything else, you can forget about it. Or you know what, we're going to put a bag out here. This is where you are aiming your drops. Now, you don't have to hit the cone every single time, but if you can try to aim for the middle of the kitchen, that's going to have your best chance of not popping the ball up and getting it in. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to actually start up at the kitchen. Remember, previously we worked on what? Hitting less of the ball as we came in. Now we're going to start less and hit more. Now again, the best way to do so, and please follow my progressions if you want to learn the shot regardless of your playing level, is start more and then do less. The reason why is because you are most accustomed at a club level of hitting a normal drive. That's kind of one of the first shots that you learn even before the drops, because it's more user friendly. So you are familiar with that shot, and then you're going to lessen it up. Now we're going to start up. We're only going to aim for the cones and the bags in the kitchen, and we're going to start less. It's kind of going to be like a dink, and we're just going to start here and really come up on the ball. The further back you get, you're going to go a little bit more forward and then up. Notice up here, I'm just going straight up. Again, up here, I'm going straight up. I'm going straight up. Don't want to hit straight up, just straight up, really less the ball I'm not hitting. Now, the further back I get, the more forward and then up I'm hitting, the more forward and then up. You only move back when you get 1 or 2 in. So if I miss the ball in the net, this is the drill. You only go to the next lily pad. If I go like this, I have to stay on this lily pad until I get it. Now, the further back I get, the more under and up I have to swing. A little bit more forward and up. Now, as I get back, I go to the next lily pad, just try and stay on the camera. Here we are, so I have to get under it more. 2 more. And even if they're a little bit out, that's okay, because your opponent's going to have trouble with the ball diving down. And then once we get up here, we're going to do the exact same thing, or back here. So once we got back here, we're going to go a little bit more forward and up. Here we are. And that's our drill. So you're going to start up, and once you make it, you're going to work your way back, 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 back. And then once you get back, you're going to do the same thing, but then you're going to go up. You're going to notice again, the little bit more you have to get the back of the ball and swing up and under, the further back you get. And now once we use our lily pads moving forward, the less of the ball we're going to get again. Again, we're going from less to more, and then we're going from more to less. Previously, we went from more to less to less to less to less. Remember, the difference between progression 2 and progression 3 is progression 2, you were aiming for the same distance that you were. You were going equidistance. You were lowering your expectations, but still teaching you how to get less of the ball. Now, once you get to progression 3, every single ball is going into the kitchen. Now, previously I said what? What did I say? I didn't say I was a pilot. Now I am a doctor. Now, I'm not a doctor as well, way better at pickleball, but when you are sick, when you're having a headache, you take a Tylenol. When you're sore, you put on icy hot. When you have a symptom, you have a medicine to do so. Now, there are 2 symptoms with your topspin drop, and you should know exactly how to fix them. If you ever hit your topspin drop and the ball goes in the net, it's not that you suck, it's not that you're not good enough, it's not because your pickleball coach told you to wait to learn this shot because they don't have the Universal Rackets YouTube video and they actually don't know what they're talking about because the certification is just so easy to get. I got certified before I even know how to keep score in pickleball, and that's a funny story. I went into a local Lifetime. It's like, hey, yeah, I'm Tyler, I'm a PPR certified pro, pickleball pro, and they're like, really? You don't know how to keep score? Kind of funny, but getting back to it, when you are hitting it, right? What you have to do is if you ever hit the ball in the net, that means you need to get more under it. Once again, your medicine, your Tylenol for getting the ball in the net is all you have to do is lift the ball up higher. If my ball ever goes in the net, that means I'm coming on top of the ball or I'm not getting under enough. So how do we get under it? We get our paddle below and we get our legs down. Paddle below and legs down. Notice, paddle below, legs down. If your ball ever goes in the net, two ways to get under it. You got to get under it. How do we do that? Paddle below or legs down. It's like taking Tylenol or Advil, kind of the same thing, maybe not. Again, I'm not a medicine expert and I really don't take much medicine. I'm more like I'll just let it ride out than take medicine. Now, if the ball goes long, that probably means that you are hitting more of the ball or you're popping your body up. So what do you have to do? You have to swing more up and get less of the ball. You have to swing more up, or you got to keep your body down. Now notice, I'm getting less of the ball, but this is a big reason why players miss on their drops, not just their topspin, but all of them. They hit and they pop their body up. On tennis, you can play on your back foot. For the topspin, you want to keep your body down. Look, I'm keeping my head down and I'm just going up with the paddle. I'm letting the paddle do the work. I'm getting my body there, setting, and just going up with my paddle. So remember, if you ever hit the ball long, keep your body down and get less of the ball. If you ever hit the ball in the net, drop your legs, get the paddle low. Get low in the net, keep your body down and finish more up. Swing upward, get less of the ball. How do we get less of the ball? We swing upward, and that is how you troubleshoot. Now, the next thing, everyone's going to make mistakes. Everyone's going to hit drops in the net. But here's the thing, you never make the same mistake 3 times in a row. This is a huge thing, not just for your topspin drops, but for every single one of your drops. If your first 2 drops go in the net, you are sending your next drop up to Mars. If you are hitting your drops too high, if your first 2 drops go too high, the next one, you're swinging down into the ground. If you think that you can actively adjust and never make the same error, if you hit 2 in the net, make it a little bit higher. If you hit too high, try to go a little bit lower. You will actively make the adjustment and get the ball in. Remember, when you're hitting topspin, you have more margin for error. So if you play with some height, it's not going to be right. A good drop and a great drill, yes, you want to aim into the kitchen. However, if you can get that ball even deep, even if it's not directly, if you can get your opponent down instead of hitting up, that is going to be a good drop. And many players, if you can learn this at a club level, they're not used to this shot. I had a great question, a great lady asked, well, what's a good drop? What's a good drop? Is it just in the kitchen every single time? It is not in the kitchen every single time. It's not in the net. A good drop is when you can force your opponent to go down. A lot of players don't know how to take the ball out of air. Whenever you get your opponents like this, it's going to be okay. So hit a little bit deeper, play with some height, you will be all right, and you're going to be good to go. Now, once you get that, you're just going to, the last thing that you're going to do is have someone hit the ball to you. You're going to stay back, and you're just going to continually work on hitting topspin drops. The big thing about this, again, is have your paddle tip down, paddle tip up. You got to keep your body down and go up with your paddle. The bad drops and where people struggle again is they pick their body up. When they pick the body up, their ball goes up, or the second common cause is that they decelerate and try to get the ball in. If you can keep your body down and just accelerate and go up with your paddle, the better it's going to be. Look again how little I did with my body. I'm just going up with my hand. And that is how you are going to hit a good topspin drop. Now, my favorite place to hit a topspin drop is when I'm on the left side, I can go into the corner, or when I'm in the right side, I can go into that left corner. It's going to pull your opponent off court, and many players aren't going to have trouble. They're going to have trouble with that. If you want to learn location, you're going to do the same drill, but you're going to point your paddle tip in the position. So my paddle tip's up, but it's going to go over here, or it's going to go over here, or over here. Make sure you slow it down, but keep accelerating, get less of the ball, keep your body down, work on all these progressions, and you will be able to hit an amazing third shot drop. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember, the best way to support this channel isn't to tip, like, subscribe, share, whatever you do. It is actually, sorry, I forgot. The best way to do it is to share. If this video benefited you, don't share this to your pickleball opponents, but share this to your pickleball group and help spread the word of the Universal Rackets Pickleball channel, the biggest online and in-person coaching program there is. Have a good one. Happy hitting. Make sure to share with your friends. Don't share with your opponents because they're going to learn this amazing shot. I hope I saved you guys a lot of lessons, a lot of time, a lot of energy, and I will see you guys next time on court. Let's go.